go far beyond wine, and your chance to get in on Scotch tastings happen this weekend at the Glenmorangie Scottish Highland Games. So joining me now is Brian Cox. He is the Vice President of the Glenmorangie and Rising Star brands. Whew, that's a mouthful there.
It is a bit, isn't it?
And I haven't had any of the Scotch. Okay, so let's talk about the Highland Games. Let's first get that out of the way. We've just listened to a fabulous, do we call him the bagpiper?
Yep.
All right.
Bagpiper.
Bagpiper. What is going on this weekend that you have all of this yummy stuff and all of this entertainment?
Well, I think it's really about the way we share our common culture and heritage. It's all about our Scottish roots. And the Glenmorangie distillery was in fact founded in 1843.
Okay.
And so it's a way that we can bring to Arizona a bit of our culture, our traditions and so forth, and share them with
So the Glenmorangie, that's an event?
Yes, well, it's
the
we share with the Caledonian Society in Arizona, and so we sponsor that, and it gives us an opportunity to share a bit of the Highland Games, the traditions, the culture of the country.
I think it's always fun, especially to bring your kids and to share with them what other people do. Okay, I definitely had been to wine tastings. I've never been to a Scotch tasting, but you're sort of going to show me how it's done and what people can expect, if it's the same thing or not.
Well, so our main and most famed is called the Glenmorangie Original.
Okay.
And Scotch tasting really is not just about tasting, but it is about nosing.
Nosing.
And it's really, our master distiller always says to me, Brian, the nose is for knowledge and the palate for pleasure. And you have 28 senses of smell and 4 of taste. So really what tells you the most about a whiskey, Scotch, single malt, any of them, is really your nose. So if you were to take and pick up this glass and just
and this is sort of how it gets started?
Swirl it a little bit.
So we're sort of doing the same thing as we do with the wine. We're swirling it.
Yes. I mean, it's and single malt is very often referred as the Grand Cru of whiskies, a bit like, you know, great French wines from Bordeaux.
This is a single malt?
Yep, it's a single malt Scotch, so it comes from one distillery in the Highlands of Scotland.
Okay.
So if you swirl it around a bit.
And this is sort of what? Just sort of opening up the aroma?
Opens the bouquet, gets the smell out, gets the aromas out, and in fact, you are left or right nostriled, so you've got to find out just by putting your nose in.
How do you find out?
Just put your nose in it.
Should I?
So I'm
right nostrilled.
So you put your...
Although I had a cold, so I could just be a little plugged up. But
so you just nose it into it, yep. And you know, the first aromas that are going to hit you are going to be ones of cut grass, oranges, some citrus fruits in there, lots of complex aromas. And in fact, it
reminds me of my grandpa's breath.
Oh dear. He was obviously a very discerning gentleman.
Come on, you can't tell me there's not a lot of people out there that their grandparents and their parents, this is what they drink.
Well, they drink, and nowadays actually, funnily enough, I mean, most consumers tend to be a bit I wouldn't say younger, but 40s onwards, and that's, it takes a while. It's a journey of discovery. You don't just step into single malt Scotch. And Glenmorangie Original is a fantastic way to start.
It smells delicious.
And it's really about a kind of journey of the senses, and then you can work your way through
it's a sophisticated smell to me.
Oh yes, it isn't.
So the single malt, and then what are these?
So these are the 12-year-old extra matured range, and so what we do is we take our 10-year-old, which has been aged entirely in American white oak, and American wood is the best wood for aging whiskey in. And then what we do is we add a different layer of flavors by aging them in wine barrels. So we have here some sherry that's been aged in sherry casks, some port casks, and some French Sauterne casks.
Now, what would you say, real quick, is if someone wants to sort of learn about Scotch, obviously they'll go to this big event, but would you recommend they buy a single malt to start, just sort of start with the basic?
Absolutely, and I think, you know, the basic is I'd say our flagship. It's a way in. It's a way to discover and to almost break your palate in. And the famous French perfumer Jean-Paul Guerlain once tasted Glenmorangie Original and found 138 different aromas.
Wow.
So even if your journey just stopped there, it would still be very, very rich. And it takes time. It takes time.
Well, very exciting and great to have you guys here. It sounds like it's going to be a fun event, and we are going to have more information. The kickoff event, it happens at 7 p.m. tonight at the Westin Kierland Resort, one of my favorite resorts. It's a complimentary event. However, there is a $10 charge for the Scotch tasting, obviously. And you can head out to the Glenmorangie Scottish Highland Games Saturday and Sunday. The gates open both days at 9 a.m. and the event takes place at Steel Indian School Park in Central Phoenix. If you purchase a bottle of Glenmorangie single malt Scotch, take your receipt to the event and you're going to receive free entry into the games.